I wanted to use the waiting period to try to clarify certain things with him.
Mr. Tekena, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I greet you, sir.
Tekena, what did you want to ask me?
Okay, Prof. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
I have a bit of a challenge, small one. I know it's very small, but I don't know how to figure it. That's why it's big for me. This our assignment, the last assignment on the odd and even number, leap year, and all of that to the grade. Now,
yes.
The way I usually do my assignments, I do them on individual files. Then based on what Oba told us the last time, I now combined it into one file. But I realized that when I run them on my individual files, the codes run well. They give me the results that I expected to see. When I combine them into one file and I run it, it always gives me a particular error. And that line, when I go back to that line, I'm not able to understand what is it. For example, it is saying that A greater than or equal to 70 is not as something between str and integer, something like that. And I don't understand how to overcome that. However, if I put a wrong input on that particular program, and this happens on the conversion of Celsius to Fahrenheit or Fahrenheit to Celsius line, if I try to put a wrong input, for instance, instead of putting C or F, the way I wrote my program, if I put D or put a figure, and then that it turns out telling me invalid input, you must do that. But once I get it correctly, it cannot move to the next program, which is supposed to be the one that talks about taking the scores and give me the grade.
Okay. Let me talk. I think it's best
on the individual files, it runs well.
Yeah. I think it's best we put it on individual files to submit. Let me discuss that. Give me 2 minutes. I'll discuss that. I'll get back to you.
Okay, sir. That's fine, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So you're already on the current assignment?
Yeah, I've already finished it. It's just that when I combine into one file, it's giving me this error on this particular program on the
one for week 3.
Yes, the one for week 3. Yes.
Oh, I haven't started.
No, I trust you now, Ralph. I trust you.
I hope I do it this week. This is the time now.
Mr. Ralph, how are you?
I'm okay.
Is that Pastor Stanley?
Here. Yeah.
How are you, sir?
We are good, though. Well done, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
That is Mercy.
No, it's not Mercy.
Oh, sorry. I said Mercy. The lady that was in the last class. You didn't skip me. Sorry.
You can call me Onyechi.
Onyechi.
Yes.
How are you, ma'am?
The one.
I'm fine.
Yeah, but Teacher Rap, you want to say something?
Onyechi is a Nigerian name.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Onyechi. Yeah. I'm getting trouble getting your names. I only know Stanley because it's an English name.
You can call me Pascaline.
Yeah.
If you can't pronounce that one.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Is Pascaline Onyechi?
Yes.
Okay. Good morning. It's Trace.
It's the first time I had that Pascaline, you know.
The first time?
Yeah.
Are you serious? But it's a popular name.
Mr. Tekena, good morning, sir.
Hey, Morgan, hail you.
Morning.
How are you, sir?
So, Mr. Tekena.
Yes, sir.
Are you having some personal project you're doing with Python?
Oh, no. It's just that I am actually, I'm hoping that the knowledge from this Python, beyond using it in my workplace, I will use it also in my research. Because in my research, I actually use sighted persons to help run data analysis for me. And if I can get through this and also learn R, then I should be able to do my analysis for myself. So it's really, really very, very important for me. It's going to help me on multiple fronts. So I'm putting in the
Which
little
course are you
time I
doing?
can. It's on special needs education. Terminal degree
You're
on special needs
mixing it
education.
with Python.
No. I mean, for data analysis, not I don't do Python in it, but for my data, like when I'm doing my thesis,
Oh,
right? I intend to scoop volumes of data. I intend to interview about 1,000 something persons together with questionnaires and stuff. So the data is going to come in clustered forms. And so if I'm able to understand this very well and then also pick a bit of knowledge on R, which I intend to build on myself, then I should be able to do my data analysis myself rather than spending hundreds of thousands, paying sighted person to help me do data analysis. Yeah.
Hello,
you're
Mr.
doing
Tekene.
masters.
Hello,
He's
good
Is it a
asking
morning.
you whether
master's
you are doing
program?
Is that
masters.
Bismarck?
Sorry, I didn't get that.
I'd say, is that
Are you
Bismarck?
doing masters?
No, it's PhD.
Okay.
You guy, you're very big like this.
I don't understand.
Tekena is a big man
You're a
now.
big,
What
you're
are you
a
talking
big
about,
man.
Ralph?
Tekena is a
At
big
my
man.
old age? This is
My highest
adult
is
education.
a postgraduate.
This is adult education I'm doing, my brother.
From the voice, we know that Tekena is a big man now.
No,
No.
but it's not a problem, Mr. Tekene.
Yes, sir.
It's not a Stanley speaking. It's not a problem, adults or whatever. The most important is that you are on point. That's the most important. You are not
Yes, sir.
disadvantaged now.
Yes, sir.
And
Very
on the
correct,
other
sir.
hand, if I may add, myself, I started all the way as adult education. I
Okay.
didn't do any of my programs as a young person. I didn't have the privilege. So all
Wow.
of my programs I run are all adults, and by God's grace, I'm doing well. So
Wow.
it's not a problem. It's not a problem. But I want to also suggest to you, in addition
Yes, sir.
to what we are doing now, you can also use Excel tool to run your data analytics too.
Yeah, but Excel is not accepted for by my school. It's either
Okay,
you use SPSS rather, or you use R. Those are the two that
okay,
are accepted, even for purposes of publications. So those are the two that are
okay.
accepted. So I can't use Excel.
Wow, that's okay. Well, the combination from here, like you said, building up yourself, that's
Very,
good.
very correct.
I encourage you, keep it up.
Thank you,
I
sir.
did a little of special need education in my
Yes,
NCE
sir.
too. Mm.
Okay.
Well done, sir.
That's great.
Hello,
Thank you, sir.
we're about to start now.
Okay, Prof.
Okay, morning. To answer your
Morning, sir.
question, I think the best way is to actually do a file per program. But please make sure that you name the file. Let's say module 1, assignment 1, .py, module 1, assignment 2.py, that kind of thing, so that
Be easy to identify.
we,
Do I currently
yeah,
named
I
it is
can.
assignment 3.1, assignment 3, sorry, assignment 3
Okay, that's
underscore
fine.
1, assignment 3 underscore 2, 3,
That's
4,
fine.
and
That's
5.
fine. That's fine. That's fine. So I think instead of doing it one program, please make sure like what Tekena is saying, Tekena, sorry, has said that when you before you submit your assignments, always run your code. Make sure your code is running, because if you give a wrong code and you submit a wrong code, is zero. It's like saying you go somebody gives you a project, and then you submit your project to a person who is paying you and your code is not working, then what's the point of submitting the project, right? Exactly. So you need to make sure that your code is running. And this will help you in subsequent. Remember, today's class now are going into if statements. The code is only going to become more complex as we go along. Okay, so please ensure that your code is running before you submit it, right? And you know the format that we have said. Your first line should be your name. If you haven't done that, that's not a problem. But at least for moving forward from today, your first line of code should be your name. Your second, we commented out with a hash. Your second line should be the purpose of the code, all commented out as well with the hash. Then your third line can be blank, and then your fourth line, we continue from there. Okay, so today we're going to talk about if statements. So before we talk about if statements, there are some things that we're going to talk about, which is a Boolean code, Boolean variable types. This is one variable type I did not mention. So you know you have integers, floats,
Not.
lists,
Strings.
tuple, strings. Yes, yes. And so now this today we're going to do with Boolean. So what are Boolean types? Boolean types are variables that just have true or false values. True or false. In Python, your true is a capital T, and there's no quote around it. It's not a string. It's just TRUE. Once Python sees that capital T RUE, it will now know that okay, this is a variable of Boolean. The same similar thing to false. The first letter is capitalized, and others are lowercase. Like true is capitalized T, others lowercase. False capitalized F, others will be lowercase. So F, capital F, ALSE will be lowercase. Okay. So if I say A is equals to true, and I do type open parenthesis A close parenthesis, it's going to give me type bool, BOOL. Okay. So that is the Boolean data type. And most Boolean data types have connectors. In mathematics, I know Ralph and I'm not sure Tekena, do you have a mathematics background? Hello, Tekena. Hello? Okay, he's
Oh,
not on the
sorry, sir.
call.
I did not know I was muted. Sorry. Yes, I did accounting in my first degree.
Okay, in your first degree. Okay. So when you come to logic, you have true and true. There's each and, there's or, there's not and, not or, and there's so many other things. But the primarily one that we'll talk about is and or. Okay. So in mathematics, false or false is false. When you say something is true or false, that is true. Or something is true or true, that means it's true. The answer will give you a true value. If you say true and true, so it's like multiple. Okay, so or is like addition. One is true and zero is false. Okay, so if you're having an or between them, that's like 0 plus 0, which is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. 1 plus 0. 1 plus 0 is 1. But 1 plus 1 is 2. But in Boolean syntax or terminology, 1 plus 1 is also equal to 1, which is true. So true or true is true. Now, when you're dealing with and is like multiplication. So 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. 1 times 0 is 0. And 1 times 1 is 1. So that means that true and true will give you true. True and false will give you false. False and true will give you false. False and false will give you false, right? So how do we combine all of this together? Lekon, are you with us? Okay, we
Yes,
can't hear
sir.
you.
Yes,
Now
sir.
I can hear you. All right. So let's open our Visual Studio code, Lakon. But while you're doing that,
Sharing your screen.
what
Your
is a
pane. Python for 16 participants join.
what is a conditional statement? Okay, a conditional statement is a combination of Boolean values with variables and things, symbols, relational symbols like greater than, less than, and all those kind of things. Okay. Um, okay. So um, when if well before now, because the world is going one way in terms of gender, we have different genders now. But back then, when we just had male and female, and you're a male, and you see two toilets, so you're going to make a decision. Obviously, are you going to go to the male or female toilet? But because you're male, you go to the male toilet. Okay. So that decision you're going to make when you look and you're looking at the door is like a condition. Okay, should I go to the male toilet? Obviously, you're going to go to the male toilet. Okay, so take for example, if you go to the store and you're meant to buy tomatoes or pepper, so you have to choose. Okay, what's the condition, right? Should I get tomatoes or should I get peppers and stuff like that? So we deal with conditional statements every day in our daily lives. And so in programming too, there are times when you're going to go into conditions. When you want your values, if your values are getting a particular input from the keyboard or from a file or from another variable, you want to test, okay, if it's greater than this, do this. If it's less than this, do this, okay? So that's what conditional statements are all about. Okay, so let's do an easy conditional statement. All right. Um, okay, so Lekon, I want you to, on your Microsoft Visual Code, on the first line, obviously do our comment and our name.
Start window. Search V. Level 1 Visual Studio.
Sorry, Prof. Would you
Visual
use
Studio Code.
Visual
Document.
Studio or would you
Application.
use the Python
Main landmark.
environment?
Okay, Visual Studio, but remember today's class, you have to follow along with
Strictly,
Lekon.
yes. Exactly, yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
understand that.
yeah, yes, but it's Visual Studio Code we're using in this class. So he's going to open Visual Studio Code.
Untitled -1 editor has autocomplete multi-line blank.
So what is the title?
Okay, let's call it first_if.py. First_if.py.
Okay. First underscore if.
Rate boost up. Rate 20. Voice micro. Rate 20. Rate 15. Rate 10. Blank. Save as dialog. FIRST. First line. If dot py. First line if dot py dash Visual Studio Code. Blank. Number. Space. Cap I. B R A I M Ibrahim. Capo L E N. Olalakan.
Okay. Now second line
Number.
is purpose. Sorry. So that was going to be performing our first if statement.
Space. Cap P E R F O R M per O E R F I R F T first F S T A E E T.
Okay. Third line is blank. Fourth line. Okay. So now we're going to say x equals to
line
1.
feed. A. Suggest first line if dot py editor has x space equals space error.
X equals to
1. Or let's say 10.
okay.
1 0.
Okay. Next line.
10.
Okay. If x is less than
I F space x space first line less error.
10,
space, error, 0, error,
colon.
10, colon, error,
Next line.
error,
Sir, please take it from the third line.
Sorry?
Take it from the fourth line, please.
Remember, you're following this class, so but x is equals to 10 on the fourth line.
Okay.
So now, if x is less than 10, colon, go to the next line, click on
Yes, I have.
print
print, print 1 of 1, left paren, star
open
values
paren, close paren, go into the paren, open quotes, close quotes,
blank, right paren, quote, right quote, quote, quote,
Okay.
x is less than 10.
x is l e s less t a n then space 0,
Okay, go to the end of the line.
right paren, blank,
Next line.
Okay, sir.
Else, colon,
e l s e else colon, first line if dot,
next line.
error,
Print
print, print 1 of 1, left paren,
open paren, close paren. Inside the paren,
blank,
open quotes,
right
close
paren,
quotes.
quote, right quote, quote, quote,
Inside the quotes now, x is 10 and above.
x is space 0, 10, and a b v e.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to line 1.
Number Ibrahim Olalakan.
Okay, so now the first line is the name, which is commented out. That's why it says number. The second line.
Number perform our first if statement.
So this is to perform our first if statement, okay? Next line, third line.
X equals 10.
Okay, our third line is going to be blanco, but don't worry, continue. X equals 10. That's our third line. So we have assigned 10 to x. Next line.
If x less 10 colon.
If x is less than 10. Okay, so now let's look at this code. So our line 3 says x is equals to 10. So 10, x has the value of 10, all right, in memory. Now it says if x is less than 10, that is not a true statement. That's a false statement because x is 10. It's not less than 10. Okay, then what you're doing now is that it goes to the next line and says print x is less than 10. Legon, can you go to the next line?
Print left paren, quote x is less than 10 quote right paren.
Okay, so now let's go back to the line above.
If x less 10 colon.
So this is what they call a compound statement. The if statement is a compound statement. When you see an if line of code, there's the if keyword, there's the condition. The condition is x is less than 10. Okay, then there's a colon to terminate the if line. But that colon is to also tell Python that is a compound statement. Okay, that colon is meant to say to Python that is a compound statement, and that subsequent lines after that should be indented. Now, how would I put this? Because we are visually impaired, indentation might be a very big issue for us. Okay, So you may have to take out pains to actually count the spaces. Okay. So when Lekon, can you go to the next line, the print line? Print x is less
Print
than
left
10.
paren. If print left paren, quote x is less than 10, quote right paren.
Okay, now can you press home to the beginning of the line?
P.
Oh, it doesn't go before the P, Abby.
No. You have to press the left arrow.
Okay, press the left arrow to go to the end, to go to the beginning, sorry.
Space, 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 space.
This is it,
Okay.
sir.
So that's the beginning of the line. You can see there are 4 spaces. Usually, what Python, there's something called PEP. What's PEP now? I can't remember the acronym, but actually, there are guidelines or policies on how to write your Python code. So one of the policies is that after your if statement, your colon, or after any colon on the previous line, the next line should be 4 spaces for Python to know that, okay, this is part of the if block. So that part is what they call an if block. So Lekon, can you go 4 spaces back to the P?
Space, 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 P.
So you can see the first character of code is 4 spaces from the beginning. Okay. One good thing about Microsoft Visual Studio Code is that it would indent the code for us. Okay. So most times you don't really need to worry about indentation because it has done it for us. But it's just for you to know that anytime you see a colon key, a colon character, the next line means that there should be an indentation. Okay, and in that indentation, you should leave 4 spaces according to Python's guidelines.
Sir,
Okay?
that PEP, is it Python enhancement proposal?
I think so. Python enhancement proposal. So there are proposals on how to enhance your Python code, okay? So the guidelines for PEP is that after a colon, your colon starts what they call a block. And in that block, everything after the block should be 4 spaces from the beginning of the line or from the beginning of where that if statement is, because you can have multiple blocks. Okay, so these are first block. As you can see, if x is greater than 10 and less than 10, print x is not less than 10. Okay, so that was our first block. Now the next block is the else. So Lekon, can you go to the next line?
Else colon.
So now when you press home onto else, if you press the home key, it shows you that you're going to be at the beginning, the same block or the same level of indentation as the if. Okay?
Line feed.
So
Yes.
your if and your else should be on the same indentation level. This one, our indentation level starts from the beginning, which is column 1 of our page. Okay? Then when we go down again,
Print left paren, quote x is 10 and above, quote right paren.
so this statement should be indented because your else has a colon after it. So this statement should be indented. Okay. Now you can have more than one statement after colon, but as long as they're indented, Python knows that, okay, this is part of the block. The minute you remove back a statement back to the beginning, it tells Python that, okay, this is no more part of the if else block or whatever block we're using. So this is the first block we've started with. There are other blocks, but this is the first one that we're starting with. Okay. So now now that we've discussed the syntax of the code, let's look at what the code is meant to do. So the code, Lekon, can you go back to line 3, please?
If x less 10, x equals 10.
So x is equals to 10. We know all this already. This is assigning 10 to x. So x now has the value of 10. Let's go to the next line.
If x less 10 colon,
If x less than 10, Python reads this code and says x is 10. So is 10 less than 10? That's a false statement. So Python will skip this place, go to else. So Lekon, go to else.
else colon,
So Python will now say, okay, this has else. Then you now go inside the else block and you will now say print x is 10 or
print left paren,
or
quote x is 10 and above, quote right paren,
x is 10 and above. Okay, so that's what it's going to do. So let's run the code. Let's save it.
print left,
Let's go to our PowerShell.
start window, P, Windows PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, PSC colon backslash P, Y, pi, space, F, I, R, S, T. First, line, I, F, if, dot, P, Y. X is 10 and above, PSC colon back.
So you can see it printed x is 10 and above because it went into that else statement. Okay, so Lekon, let's go back.
First line if dot, first line, print left paren,
Now remove 10 and put 8.
L, if x let x equals 10, if 10, 10, space, 1, 0, line feed, 0, 1, 8, num, x equals 8.
Okay, so x equals 8. So this code now says x is equals to 8. And then the next line says if x is less than 10, print x is less than 10. Else, print x is 10 and above. So, but in this case, we have x is equals to 10. So let's go to the next line, Lekon.
If x less 10 colon,
So x is less than 10 because 8, you say if is 8 greater than 10, that's a true statement. Now we see a true statement here, and then Python will now go to the print statement of that true block, of that if block. So let's go to the next line.
print left paren, quote x is less than 10, quote right paren.
Okay, so now let's save the code. Let's go back to PowerShell and run the code.
Windows power, PSC colon backslash users backslash access greater pi first line if x is less than 10, PSC colon back.
So I've run it.
Okay, so it says x is less than 10. Okay, so you heard that x is less than 10. Okay. All right. So that's our first if statement. Lekon, let's create another Visual Studio code, second underscore if.py.
First line if first untitled -1 editor has autocomplete. Save as dialog. File name SECOND. Second line I F if dot P Y. Untitled -1 blank blank. Number
Okay.
space. Cap I B R A I M Ibrahim Capo A L E N Olalakan. Number space.
Okay. Program to add or remove from list.
Cap P O G M program O 2 E O E remove or D add space O 2 T.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go to line 4 now, not line 3, line 4.
List.
Okay, sir.
Okay, now you're going to say L is equals to open square bracket, close square bracket.
L space equals space error left bracket right bracket
Next line.
right left right blank.
Okay.
Okay. Now you're going to say A is equals to A.
A,
A
space,
is equals to
second line if dot equals,
impute
space, error, N, E, T,
open paren, close paren,
U, T, blank, right paren,
go inside the paren, open quote, close quote.
quote, right quote,
Then type enter A to append to the list.
cap E, N, T, R, enter, space, cap A, O, 2, A, P, N, append, A, the, F, F, T,
Or
list, R, or, space,
enter
T,
R
R,
to remove from the list.
enter, space, cap
No,
R,
don't
R,
enter.
space,
Okay. Sorry.
T, O, 2, space, R, E, M, E, remove, F, from, A, the, F, F, T,
Okay, go to the colon, add the colon, go to the end of the line.
list, colon, quote, right paren, blank,
All right, now, next line.
Okay, sir.
If A
I, F, space, second line if dot, A, suggest list, space, second line if dot,
is equals to A in quotes,
equals, error, space, error, quote, quote, A,
colon, after the quotes, go to the end of the
blank,
line and type
error,
colon.
quote, A, quote, blank, error, colon, error,
Okay, next line.
blank, error,
Okay, sir.
Now, item is equals to
I, T, E, M, space, equals, space, error,
int,
N, T, suggest list,
open paren, close paren.
left paren, blank, right paren,
Enter the parentheses, impute, open paren, close paren.
I, N, P, U, T, U, T, right paren,
Enter inside the parentheses, open quote, close quote,
right paren, quote,
and
right
say
quote,
enter a number.
cap E, N, T, E, R, enter, A, N, E, M, B, E, R,
Colon.
number, colon,
End of the line, go to the end of the line.
colon, quote, right paren, blank,
Okay, next, go to the next line, enter
Okay, sir.
L.append,
L, dot, A, P, P, E, N, D,
open paren, close paren.
pend, blank, right paren,
Inside the parentheses, type item.
I, T, E, M, warning, item
Okay.
1 of 1,
Go to the end of the line and go to the next line.
sec, right paren, blank,
Else,
E, F, S, E, warning, colon, second,
colon.
Yes, sir.
Next line,
error,
item equals,
I, T, E, M, space, equals, space,
sorry. Remove that item equals.
Okay.
equals, item, error, item equals
Oh, yeah,
selected,
no, sorry. Put it back. Item equals, sorry, put it back.
else item equals, space, line feed, item equals, space, blank, error,
Yes, sir.
L.pop, open paren, close paren.
Sir, say it again.
L.pop. L.pop.
Suggest list. Dot. Suggest P. O. P.
Yes, sir.
Open paren, close paren.
P. Index blank, right paren,
Next line.
blank,
Print, open paren, close paren.
P. I. N. T. Print 1 of 1. Left paren, right paren,
Open quote, inside the paren, open quote, close quote.
quote, right quote, quote,
You
quote,
have removed
cap Y. U. U. V. E. Have. R. E. M. V. E. D.
space item.
Removed. Space. I. T. E. M. Item.
Then go
Space.
come out of okay, yeah, okay. Come out of the quote.
Space. Right quote. Right paren.
You're in between the quote and the right paren. Put comma.
Comma. Space.
Then item.
I. T. E. M. Item 1 of 1. Second line. Right paren.
Okay. I just thought of something. Wow. Okay. Go to the next line.
Blank.
Now go to the end, the beginning of, just press backspace to the beginning of the line.
Space.
Print, type print.
P. R. I. N. T. Print 1 of 1. Left paren. Blank. Right paren.
Then inside the paren, type L.
L. Suggest list.
All right. So this was a more lengthy program. Let's go to the beginning of the line.
Second line. If number Ibrahim Olalakan. Number program to remove or add to list. Blank.
Okay.
L equals
Third line
left
blank.
bracket blank.
Okay, so now L equals open square bracket, close square bracket. What is a square bracket? It's a list. So this is an empty list. Okay, so this is an empty list. So what we are doing is that L is equals to open square bracket. We are declaring L to have an empty list. That is what we are declaring. Next line.
L equals left bracket right bracket. A equals input left paren. Quote enter A to append to the list or enter R to remove from the list colon quote right paren.
So this is a line of code that will tell the user to enter A or R to remove or add to the list. So we want to add to the list, okay? So next line.
If A equals quote a quote colon.
So it's saying if A is equals to A. Now for equality, now this is different between equals to. We're testing equality. By testing equality, we use the equal sign together. We don't separate it. We use the equal sign together. Once you separate it, you're going to get a syntax error. So when you want to test for equality, you have equals, okay? So it's going to test for, okay, it's A, which is the variable. If it's equal, because it's going to have two values, A or R. So if it's A, it's going to append to the list. So after it type A, it's now going to go into this if block. So the if block is going to say, go to the next line.
Item
Sorry,
equals
Prof,
int
before you
left
go to the next
paren.
line.
Input left paren. Space.
Okay,
Sorry,
so now
Prof, before you
it
go
says
to the next
item.
line.
Okay, yes.
In this previous line now, when he said if A equal to the second A, you put it in quotes. Why?
Yes, it's in code because it's a string. Because now go to the previous line. Lekon, go to line
If A equals
5.
input left paren. Quote enter A
Is
to
that
append
it?
to the list or enter R to remove from the list colon quote right paren.
Did you hear that? It says enter A. So you're telling the user to enter A to append to the list or enter R. to remove from the list. So the user is going to type either a string with one character A, or a string with another character R. So it's either going to be A or R. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. And in this instance, the A, because it's in lowercase, the person must type it in lowercase. Uppercase will not work, correct?
Uppercase will not work, yes.
Okay, so
Uppercase will give you an error. But there's a way we can go, there's a way we can make sure that everything will be lowercase, okay? Or uppercase. So yeah, so Lekon, go to the next line.
If A equals quote a quote colon.
So if A equals quote A quote colon, because remember from the keyboard we're getting a string, and that string will be from the keyboard, which is A, and it will be assigned to our A. So if our A has A inside it, it's going to append to the list. It's going to say next line.
Item equals int left paren, input left paren, quote enter a number colon quote right paren, right paren.
So it's going to go into that block and it's going to say item equals, it's going to convert whatever you're getting from the keyboard into an integer, okay? And whatever you're going to get is going to convert to an integer. So this should be a number. And then from there, next line.
L dot append left paren, item right paren.
L dot append item. So it's going to, what the input that you got is going to append it to the list. Okay. Now you can see in this if block, we have two statements inside the if block, item and L dot append. There's somebody talking in the background. I don't know who that is. Okay. Now, if the person says R, let's go to the next line. If the user presses R, it's going to go to the else statement. We can't hear you, Lekon. The else.
Item equal L dot pop, bracket open close bracket.
Yes, yes. And then from there, print that they have removed the item, and then it's now going to print the list. Now, if the list is empty and you type R, it's going to throw an error because you can't pop what is not inside the list. So we have to make sure that the list has some value. We'll do that in the second time by running the code. Lekon, we still can't hear your computer.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So where should I start from? Sorry.
Okay, so now save the code and run it. We still can't hear your computer. I think he's having technical difficulties. Careful. I still can't hear you, Lekon.
So you can't hear me?
I can hear you when you talk, but we can't hear your computer.
Okay, let me.
It's line 4, L equal open double bracket, close double bracket.
No, single square bracket, open single square bracket.
You're sharing your
There's no space in the
Python for data and Windows.
Sorry?
There's no space within the L and the bracket.
No, L equals, yeah, you can put space. You can put space. L equals open square bracket, close square bracket.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to run it now.
PSC colon backslash Y pi space SECOND.
I can hear you.
Second line. I, F, if, dot, P, Y. Enter A to append to the list or enter R to remove from the list colon.
Wait, so before you enter, it says you can hear that saying enter A to append to the list or enter R. So let's type A.
A.
Enter.
Enter a number colon.
So it says enter a number colon. Let's say 9.
9.
Enter.
Left bracket 9 right bracket. PSC
So you
colon
can see it says
/ user.
left bracket 9 right bracket. So you can see that we have a value inside it. Because the program has ended, it's going to start all over again. But as we go on, we're going to see how we can improve this code. Right now, we'll just leave the code as it is because we're just trying to let you understand the reason for equality and using the if statement. Okay. So now, Lekon, let's go back to our Visual Studio Code, our program.
Python for data. Second line if.
So in line 4, where we have L equals open square bracket, close square bracket, put 9 inside it now.
Else colon L dot item equal if a equals input L equals left bracket right bracket L
So put
equals
9.
left bracket left bracket right bracket 9.
So let's hear that line of code again.
Blank L equals left bracket 9 right bracket.
Okay. Okay, save it and go to PowerShell and run it.
Windows power PSC colon / users / access greater pi second line if dot enter A to append to the list or enter R to remove from the list colon.
Now let's type A. Let's type A now.
A. Enter a number colon.
Let's type 11.
1, 1.
Enter.
Left bracket 9, 11 right bracket. PSC colon
that's 9 and 11 now. But remember, because we're going to start the program all over again, it's still going to have that value 9 in it. Okay, let's run the program again.
PSC, enter A to append to the list or enter R to remove from A.
Now,
enter a number colon.
R this time.
Okay.
You're too fast.
Okay, I'm coming.
R. 4, left
Enter.
bracket 9.
So I want to run it again.
Okay.
PSC, enter A to append to the list or enter R to remove from the list colon.
R.
Yes, R, yes.
R. You have removed item 9. Left bracket right bracket. PSC.
So you can see you have removed item 9, then it now removes it. So you have left bracket, right bracket. So let's go back to the code. Let's go to that if the else statement.
Second line equals if item L dot append left else colon.
Else, okay, now that else. So in the else, the next line says what?
Item equals L dot pop left paren, right paren.
Okay, so what I'm not sure we've come across L dot pop. So L is our list, and we're going to pop out the last item. Pop means popping out the last item on the list. Append means adding to the last item. Pop means popping the last item out. So when you pop out the last item, it's going to go into a variable called item. Okay, that's the syntax of L.pop, P-O-P. And then once you have pop, you can now print out the value of pop, that's what you popped out, and then we printed out the list. So let's go to the next line.
Print left paren, quote you have removed item quote, item right paren.
It says you have removed item quote. So you have removed item quote is inside quote, then comma, then we now have item, which is the variable name.
Print left paren, L right.
Then the next line says print left paren, L right paren. That prints out the list. Okay, so this is our code, our second code. Did you have any questions so far?
Print left paren, L right paren.
Is this code understood?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. The question I want to ask is, from what you've explained so far, although the network disconnected me, so I didn't really go to find what you were saying. But the question I want to ask is, what if we want to run a particular program that contains, like for example, now let's say we have a registry, this thing, I want to fill in the name box and password. How can we do it with the if statements? For example, let's say I have a particular this thing I like creating a like something like registration, something, and that's okay. This place is for name
Okay.
input, the other part is for password. If the name is not aligned with the password, it should be correct. So it should project out wrong. If the password is not
Okay.
correct, then it should project out wrong and go back to the password input.
Okay. That's
How
a
can
very
we use
good.
it with the if statements?
Yeah. That's a very good question. But we'll come back to that. Just give me 5 minutes. So, Lekon, let's go to the PowerShell.
Okay, sir.
Now type py, enter. So we're going into our interpreter.
Print left paren, L right, Windows Windows PSC : user P Y Python 3.
Okay, so now in this our Python shell, I just want to show us the different operators for in Python, okay, especially when it comes to relational, they call it relational operators, okay, for when you're trying to compare two variables together. So we want to say a is equals to 1.
A space equals space 1
Enter.
greater
B is equals to 2.
B space equals space 2
Enter.
greater
Now say A less than B.
A space less space B
Enter.
true greater
Because A is 1, B is 2, A is less than B. Okay, now do A is greater than B.
A greater B false greater
So it says false, okay? Now we can have C is equals to 1.
C space equals space 1 greater
Enter. Now A equals C.
A space equals space C
Enter.
true greater
Okay, A equals B.
A space equals space B false greater
Okay, so that's for equality, okay? So A is equals to C because 1 is equals to 1. A does not equal to B, so that will be a false statement, okay? Now, A does not equal, so does not equal is shift and 1, which is exclamation mark.
So you can also do A plus B equals A plus C equals B.
Okay, yeah, you can do that too. So let's do that first. A plus C
space A space plus space C space equals B file quote less
and
ding
Return.
A plus
no,
C
do open paren, A plus C, close paren.
A left paren A plus C right paren space equals space B true greater
Okay, so you can see A plus C, which is 1 plus 1, that's 2. 2 is equals to 2, that's a true statement, okay? Now, for not equals to, when you want to say not equals to, you can say A exclamation equals together.
A space, bang,
equals
equals,
space B.
space, b, true,
So
greater,
so A does not equal to B. So when you say does not equal, use the exclamation mark equals together, then B. Okay. Now you can do
So,
greater equals to.
so just to say, exclamation in every day is bank. So he pronounces it as bank in case you may be wondering. So,
Okay.
okay. Sast, come again, sir.
So yeah. So A greater equal B.
a, space, greater, equals, space, b,
Don't press enter yet. So
Okay, sir.
this means A is A greater or equals to B. Remember, A is 1, B is 2. So if A greater equals to B, should be false.
false, greater,
Now A greater equals C.
a, space, greater, equals, c, true, greater,
So you can see because A is 1, C is 1, it's going to say is A greater or equal to C? It's a true statement because A is equals to C. All right. So that's how we can do. There's also less than equals. If you're wondering, there's also less than equals. Okay. So you have greater, less, greater, equal, less than, equal for equality, exclamation, equal for not equals to. Okay. So let's come out of here. Exit. Open paren, close paren.
e, x, I, t, exit, right paren, psc colon,
Okay. Now let's go back to our
Visual Studio
Microsoft
Code.
Visual Studio Code. Yes. VSC.
second
VS
line
Code.
if,
Let's open a new file. Call it no, let's call it user and path.py together. User and path.py.
User and path.
No, path for password.
Okay, user
PASS.
and path. Okay.
untitled -1 editor has auto, save as dialog, file name colon, USER, user, line, AND, and, line, PASS, pass, dot, PY,
Okay, I'll put it to soon.
Question.
unknown,
Sorry?
What's your question?
Oh, really? Okay.
Please, this Bismarck. Sir, please, when do the if statement comes in? We've done the if, we've done the else. What's the difference between the if and then the else, and when does that one comes in?
Okay, well, we're getting to that gradually, small.
unplugged 100%,
Okay, just a minute, please.
Windows PowerShell row 1, user line and unknown,
All right.
How are we doing for
Mr.
time?
Moses.
12:08. Device lock.
Wow,
space,
12:08.
Was it your good?
No.
A,
Device lock. Read on.
Okay, Lake, are you fine?
code,
No, sir, just a minute.
Okay.
code,
All right.
G,
Okay, let me close it down. Okay.
Okay.
Windows PowerShell terminal, start window, Visual Studio Code, document, application, main landmark, untitled -1 editor has autocomplete multi-line blank, save as dialog, file name colon, blank, USER, user, line, AND, and, line, PASS, pass, dot, PY. Confirm save as dialog user line and line pass.py already exists.
Okay.
Do you want to replace it? No button Alt plus Yes button alt unknown.
It's saying unknown each time. I'm okay.
E. Warning.
NVA does that.
Warning. Warning.
NVDA does that sometimes.
Okay. So, okay, let me just type something.
Number. Space. Cap I. B. R. A. I. M. Ibrahim.
Probably have to restart my NVDA. It's not reading my line. So let me restart
okay.
it. I'm
I think
typing
maybe you should
something.
open it from the PowerShell.
What is that? And but it's not reading that. Okay. I'm restarting the NVDA. I think the NVDA is having issues. Not even coming out. So.
Oh wow. Do you want to restart
Start
your
window.
Okay.
Search window. N. NVDA.
Okay. Okay, while Lekon is restarting the system, Bismarck, we're going to get to the if statement. I just want to do this username and password at one of
Circle
your...
user line and circle user number Ibrahim. Number.
Okay.
Cap
Okay.
B. R. A. H. I. M. Line feed.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next line.
Number. Space.
Program to compare username and password.
P. R. O. G. R. M. Program. T. O. 2. O. M. P. A. R. E. Compare. E. E. R. N. E. Username. Space. And.
Password.
Space.
And password, yes.
P. A. D. R. D.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next line 4.
Password.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so you can say, so because we are doing this for example, we can, in the near future, when we're doing for loops, we're going to come back to this and we're going to try and make it a bit more robust, okay? So now, but for now, just say user is equals to Victor.
U. S. E. R. R. Space. Equals. Space. Quote. Line. Quote. Cap V. I. C. T. O. R.
No, put it lowercase, Victor lowercase. Normally, usernames are always lower, all lowercase.
Okay.
R. O. T. C. I. Cap V. 1 of 1 found for Victor. Cap V. Quote. Cap I. Cap V. 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 Quote. V. I. T. O. R. Quote. Line feed.
Okay, sir.
Okay, next line is password.
Sir.
Go to the next line.
Yes, sir. I'm there.
Okay, now password is equals to
P. A. S. S. D. O. R. D. Ord. Space. Equals.
open
Space.
quote, close quote.
Quote. Line. Quote.
Okay, go inside the close quote and say pass 1, 2, 3, 4.
P. A. S. S. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, go out of the quote. Next line.
Line feed.
Yes, sir.
Next line.
Oh, that blank.
Yeah, next. Yeah, go to next line again. Yes. So leave that one as blank. Yes.
Okay. All right, sir.
Then if.
F.
Oh,
Space.
sorry.
User line and line.
Sorry. Remove that line. Say
Space. F. I.
what would be our user? Okay, say user underscore in.
U. S. E. R. R. Line. I. F. Warning. Warning.
No, in, in.
Okay, sir.
F. Warning. N. Warning.
Equals input.
N. Space. Equals. Space. I. N. P. U. T. Warning.
open paren,
UT,
close paren.
prompt colon, object equals quote, line, right paren.
Okay, sir. Open quotes.
Yeah, inside the quote, yeah, you put quotes inside the paren, inside the quote, you enter your username.
Quote, right quote, quote. Cap E, N T E R, enter, what O, U, R, your, E R, N E. Username, colon,
Okay, end of the line, next
right
line.
line feed,
Yes, sir.
Pass underscore in, PASS_IN,
P, A, S, 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 line, user, IN, in, space,
equals
space,
impute, open paren, close paren.
I, N, U, T,
Oh, sorry.
UT, line, right paren, quote, right quote,
Enter your password.
cap E, N T E R, enter, what U R, your, A, S, W R, W, R, D, word,
Hold
colon,
on. Yeah,
right
go to the
paren,
end of the line. Next line.
line feed,
Press enter twice.
Yes, sir.
Then if user underscore in
I, F, space, U, S, E, R, R, line, I, N,
equals
in, space, equals, error, space,
user
U, F, E, R, suggest list,
space
space, user line and
user in
and
parentheses or just user.
just user. Because user is a variable name. We already declared user. And
A, N, D, space, user line and line,
PASS pass underscore in
P, A, S, S, error, S, line, I, N, in, space, user
equals
line and equals, space,
sorry, Lekon, go P, I think it's password we use as a variable, Abby.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, password colon
equals, pass line in, A, S, S, line, I,
Okay.
equals,
Password.
password, yes.
Okay.
space, equals, space, line feed, P, A, S, S, W, O, R, D,
Colon.
word, colon, user line and line pass dot,
Next line, they say print, you are logged in quotes. Print, open paren, open quote, you are logged in. Close quote, close paren.
P, R, I, N, T, print 1 of 1, left paren, star value, quote, 1, O, U, A, R, E, R, L, O, G, G, I, N,
Okay, next line.
I, E, D, N, I, N, right quote, right paren, line feed,
Okay, sir.
Else, colon,
E, L, S, E, error, colon, user line,
next line. Print,
P, R, I, N, T, warning, print, left paren,
open quote, please check your username and password.
quote, cap P, L, E, A, F, E, please, space, A, E, K, check, 1, O, your, E, R, user, and, A, S, R, D,
Okay, so that's all of the program. Close the quote, close the paren.
right paren, quote, right paren,
Okay. All right, let's go back to line 1 now.
number program to compare username and pass, user equals quote
Okay.
Victor, blank, user, pass, line
Okay, so
feed, line feed, of what blank,
Sir, wait.
number program to compare username and password, blank, blank.
Oh,
User equals quote vic blank.
Okay, sir. Continue.
okay, user equals, okay, go to that. User equals to Victor. So that's our username. Then the next, and the variable is called user. It's assigned to Victor. Next line.
User equals quote Victor quote. Password equals quote pass 1234 quote.
So our password that we've assigned to password is PASS1234, okay? Now, let's go to the next line.
Blank.
Okay, that's blank line. So Python will not do anything here. Go to the next line.
User line in equals input left paren. Quote enter your username colon quote right paren.
So I have a user underscore in, which is a variable, which will collect the username from the keyboard. Now, in our database, we already have user, which is Victor, and password, which is pass1234. That's in our database, our supposed database, okay? So now the user is equals to user underscore, it's collecting from the user, and it will enter into user underscore in, and then pass on the next line.
Pass line in equals input left paren. Quote enter your password colon quote right paren.
So this will get our password from our users as well. And then next line.
Blank.
Next line again.
If user line in equals user and pass line in equals password colon.
Okay, now let's look at this line. It says if user underscore in, that is what we're getting from the keyboard. If what we're getting from the keyboard is equals to the user, and pass underscore in is equals to password. So what that and mean is that, okay, you can have the username, but for this line of code to be a true statement, both of them have to be true. If I put or there, that means one of them has to be true, which you don't want. You don't want it to be an or statement. That's if user equals to user underscore in equals to user, or password is pass underscore in equals to password. That means that if one of them is true, that statement to be true. That's not what we want. So we use an and keyword there. We use and. So if they are both true, it will enter into the block, and then it will say, go to the next line, Dekon.
Print left paren. Quote you are logged in quote right paren.
So it says you are logged in. Then if it's not true, if it's a false statement, you go to the next line and say else.
Else colon.
And then it will say, please check your
Print
username.
left paren. Print left paren. Quote please check your username and password quote right paren.
Please check your username and password. Okay. So that's our code. Okay, so let's save this.
Okay.
Okay, let's go to PowerShell.
Let me confirm the file name again.
User line and line pass.py dash.
Okay.
Blank. Windows PowerShell. Windows Power PSC colon back P Y PPY space Y P P P Y pi space U S E R. User line A N D and line P A S S pass dot P Y. Enter your username colon.
Okay, so let's enter Victor.
V I C T O R.
Enter.
Enter your password colon.
Now let's write password. Let's type password.
P A S S D O R D.
Enter.
No.
Please check.
It's pass 1234.
Yes, I know. I
okay,
understand
okay.
that. I'm
All
showing you why it will not go in. Okay. So because one of them is wrong, it says please check your username and password. Now let's put the correct details. Now let's run it again.
PSC colon backs. Enter your username colon. V I C T O R. Enter your password colon. P A S S 1 2 3 4. You are logged in. PSC colon backs.
So it says you are logged in. Okay. So you can see the guys asked that question. That's how you can use if statement, but you must have a truth, a state of value like a database or something, or a file, which we have, when we have hard coded it in our program. Obviously, this is not the most efficient way to hard code usernames and password in your code. So you must keep it in a safe place where people cannot reach. Okay. So,
I have a question.
okay, yes, what's the question?
Was the PASS part of our password also?
PA?
SS, because when he was typing in the password, he first typed some letters.
Yeah. No, that was an incorrect password. So he said that you please check. The answer I gave us was please check your username and password.
Okay, my second question is, can you use the same technique we have used to have a system that does booking and reservation?
Yes. So when booking a reservation, this is like the same kind of thing. So the person must log in first before they can access your application.
But okay, sir. Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I want to ask, I understood the practical that you did now, but the thing I want to ask now is, what if you want to do it in a single method? Like for example now, if I type in the username and it's correct, it will say like complete, complete. Then when I type in password, if it's not correct, it will only say enter, please check your password.
No,
Instead
you
of
don't,
saying please check your username and password.
no. So for security reasons, you don't do that. Because what you're telling a person who wants to hack into your system is that okay, I've gotten the username.
Isolate the problem.
And you have exactly.
Okay.
So you don't want to do that. You want to make it harder for somebody who wants to hack into your system, okay?
All right, sir.
Uh-huh.
Hello, sir.
My question.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, let Bismarck
My,
talk first, please.
okay,
Bismarck.
that's fine.
Okay, so on the weekends I was trying to play around this password username stuff, but I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as my password. But what I realized was that anytime I entered with 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it was able to open. What might have been the problem?
Sorry, say that again. That you use, what was your password?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I tried experimenting with it, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 worked perfectly. But I later entered starting with 0 up to 5, and it still accepted the password.
Was your password an integer? If it was an integer, that 0 would not mean anything. Did you convert your password to an integer?
So initially what I tried was I didn't put it in quotes. So when that was done, it didn't work. When that wasn't done, it didn't work. But later I came to convert it and I enclosed it in open and then the closing quote, and somehow it worked.
Yeah, because one is an integer, whether you put 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's still 12,345.
Sure.
Right? So, yeah, so it will run no matter what, it will work. But then when you put it inside a string, if you put the password in a string, it will not work.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
okay,
sir.
No, Tekene.
Yeah? Can I ask the last question? That was the last question. Okay. Let him ask.
I just wanted to know, in this instance now, for instance, if the person has forgotten password, and then you want to loop the person to where the person can change, is this still the if else? Sorry, the if elif else that you're going to use?
Okay, so we can build something like that, but for the password or forgotten password, that will be a function. We'll get to functions in the future. Yeah, we'll get to functions because that's a separate part of the program. Uh, I don't know whether, but this course is not really about passwords anyway. Because about data analysis. But it's good to know. It's good to know. We'll get to functions. Okay. Next, last question, please.
Okay, it's almost about that one that's in. The one I want to ask is, what if we want to validate is that okay, the password must not contain letter, this it should contain only text, or the username must not contain number or symbol, only text. Is it possible to customize it?
Yes, yes. But we will not do that in this course. That might be something after this course. You might
Okay.
have to go and read that because that will have there's something called regular expressions. Our regular expressions. Python has an inbuilt regular expression engine where it would compare the regular expression with what the user has typed. But that's not what we're going to treat in this class. But it's doable. Okay.
Okay, sir. All right, okay, sir.
Because
Thanks, sir.
they have to use regular expressions for emails. Like take for example, an email must have an @ inside the email. So your username might be an email address, and your email address also has an @ inside it. So you have to check. Okay, is there an @ inside the email? If there's no @ it will flag an error that please put put a proper username with email into it. So that's the only place where you can isolate, really, where you don't put the proper
Okay,
username.
okay, but in that regular expression, person can also do it in a way that it can be added. Like for example, now in email, if person wants to create an email, you don't need to, like for example, my own email, I don't need to put @ for creating it as beginner. I'll just type in the email address first, then it will automatically help me to add at gmail.com. Can also someone also do it in that regular expression?
No, the reason why you can't do it that way because apart from Gmail, there are so many other
Hotmail,
things.
AOL.
Hotmail, exactly. So you can't really. You have to put that @ It's a must. And then if you're working for a company, you know, like I have worked for SDH Ltd, so it has to at SDH Ltd, like at Access Tech, so you must put the @ there. Okay. If you're working for Shell, it'll be at shell.com. Then imagine if you're working for Shell UK, it'll be at shell.co.uk. So all these things, they must shall be in the database. Okay. All right. Anyway, so let's go now into else and if else. To make it faster, Lekon, open another file, call it third_if.py.
Okay.
P user line and line user
Okay. Third if dot py.
Yes, third_if.py.
untitled -1 editor has autocomplete. Save as dialog. TAIRD. Third line if dot py. Untitled -1 Visual Studio
Okay.
Code blank.
Now go to the first if.py, highlight everything, Control A, copy it, Control C, and then come here and paste it.
Okay, sir.
Third line if.py. Second line if.py. First line if. Third line if.py. If x less 10 colon. First line if dot x equals 8. Number Ibrahim Olalakan number perform our first. Number Ibrahim Ola list. Third line if dot py c main landmark. Third line blank blank. Third line if dot blank.
Okay, I should paste it here.
Yes, please.
Else colon print left number Ibrahim number x equals 8. If x less 10 colon print left paren
Now,
quote.
put x equals to 10 here.
If x equals 8 equals 8 8 line feed 8 1 0.
Okay, sir.
Okay. If
x less 10 colon.
Okay. Next line.
Print left paren quote x is less than 10, quote right paren,
Okay, go to the end of the line, press enter.
print, colon, print, left paren, x is less than 10, quote right paren, line feed,
Okay. Enter.
Yes, enter.
E, L, I, F, elif 1 of 1,
X equals to 10.
space, x, space, equals, space, 0,
Colon.
10, colon,
Next line.
Okay.
Print X is equals to 10, in quotes. Print, open
P,
paren,
I,
open
N,
quotes.
T, print 1 of 1, left paren, star val, quote, x, I, s, is, space, e, q, l, equal, 2, space, 1, 0, right, quote, right paren,
Okay, now go to the next line, else.
quote, right paren, line feed, E, L, E, elif 1 of 5, S, E, colon, third line if dot,
No, sorry, what do you do?
Else, colon.
Okay, else, colon. Then go to the next line.
Okay, sir. I'm there, sir.
Okay, it says print what? I didn't hear it, that's why.
Oh, okay.
else, print left paren, quote x is equal to 10, quote right paren,
No, wait. We have elif X is equals to 10, print, then next line says print X is equals to 10, else.
else colon,
Next line.
blank,
No, remove that blank.
else colon, print left
Next
paren,
line.
else,
Okay, there was one S.
print left paren, quote x is 10 and above, quote right,
Okay.
else blank,
Okay, so in this place where it says X is 10 and above, say X is greater than 10.
Okay, let me remove this one then.
E, line feed, space, line feed, colon, E, S, L, E, print, blank, else colon, print left paren, quote x is 10 and above, quote right paren,
I should do what?
Now say print X is greater than 10.
print, left paren, x, is 10, and, n, d, space, a, b, o, v, e, quote, e, v, o, b, a, space, d, n, a, space, 0, 1, space, s, I, at, space, quote, g, r, e, a, t, e, r, greater, t, n, then, space, 0, l, print left paren, quote x is greater than 10, quote right paren,
Okay, that's the end of the line, Abby. That's the end of the code, Abby.
print left paren, print left,
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, let's go to the beginning of the line again, beginning of the code.
number x equals 10,
Okay, so X is equals to 10. Next line,
if x less 10 colon,
if X is less than 10, because we now know that our X is 10, so is X, so is X less than 10? No, it's not less than 10. So we'll skip this place. What's the next branch? The next branch is elif.
print left, if x equals 10 colon,
So it says elif X is equals to 10. So that means else if, right? Then when that this is satisfied, so it now says print X is equals to 10. Now, if none of these two, if elif are satisfied, you now go to else. So you can have multiple elifs, depending on how many branches of ifs you want to have. You can have multiple elifs. In the assignment that I gave to you, there's a grade assignment. If it's greater than 70 else, elif if it's greater than 60 and less than 70. So you can do all those ones in this place. So this is kind of how it looks like. If then your condition colon print, elif your condition colon, next line print, then else. Okay, remember that in the your elif you can have multiple elifs. Okay, so let's run the code now. Save the code.
Okay.
print left if x equals 10, Windows PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. PSE colon back P Y pi T A R D. Third line I F if dot P Y X is equal to 10. PSE.
Okay, so you can see X is equals to 10. Let's go back to the code. Let's change our X to 11.
Third line if print if X number per X equals 10 equals 10 0 line feed 0 1 X equals 11.
Okay, save it and run the code in PowerShell.
Windows PowerShell. PSE X is greater than 10.
You can see it says X is greater than 10. So Bismarck, does this answer your question? Tekena.
Yes, bro. I was just going to say, now for this class example we're doing, instead of going back to the program, changing the numerics, could we not just have added a line to take the input on the screen so that we won't need to come back here? And then we could just possibly be running and then seeing these different scenarios.
Okay.
So for instance,
okay,
before the X equal to 10, if we had imputed the system to capture the figure, the integer from the screen, subsequently we will not need to come back to the program. We can play out the scenarios of less than, equal to, and then it will still give us all the results that we're looking at.
This is why I call you my accounting now. This is why I call you my accounting. Yeah, let's go to the code. Lekon, let's go to the code.
Third line if dot.
Instead of X is equal to 11, say X is equals to int, open paren, close paren.
Number X equal if 11 equals 11 1 line feed 1 1 N T suggest list left paren
X equals int open paren.
Then input open paren.
I N P U T U T prompt colon object.
Okay, sir.
Open quote, enter a number.
Quote. Cap E N T E R enter A N E M B E R number colon.
Then close the quote, close paren, close paren.
Right paren.
Okay, now save and run.
Line feed. Windows PowerShell PSE enter a number colon.
Okay, 8.
8. X is less than 10. PSE.
Run it again. Let's run it again.
PSE enter a number colon.
10. Put 10.
1 0. X is equal to 10.
Okay, next one. Run it again.
PSE enter a number colon.
Put 200.
0. X is greater than 10. PSE colon.
Okay. Run it again.
PS enter a number colon.
Put minus 99.
Dash 9. X is less than 10. PS.
Okay. So you can see our code is running perfectly, right? It has gone through all the branches. Oh, one thing to note. It is good to that what we're doing when you're testing all branches, especially when you're writing code, it is good to test all branches. The reason why is because if you have an error in one of your branches and you have not tested that branch, as long as it's not a syntax error, let's say it's an error that you're not getting the proper answer, right, of what you're doing. It is necessary to test all branches so that you can see all your errors, not just bugs, not just syntax errors, but at least semantic errors, so that you know that your code is working properly. So always test all branches before you give it out to your client. Okay, so I think that's all for today. We've touched everything on if statements. Is there any question?
Yes, please, Bismarck.
Hello, Bismarck.
Okay, so I remember in sets, back at JHS or secondary school, I remember in sets you can set a condition where a particular set will be in range. So for instance, 10 less than x less than 8.
Okay.
So that particular number will be within a range. So can there be an instance where we can set that condition for this one? I have about 3 questions. I don't know if you answer them one after the other or should go.
Okay, so Lekon, can you just type PY, enter?
PSC:PY. Python.
Okay, now let's put x is equals to 10.
X equals space 0.
Enter.
Greater.
If
if space
1 less than x
1 space less space x
less than again
x space less space
15 colon
1 5 15 colon
enter.
Okay, sir.
Now indent. In this place, you must indent to. If you are in this interpreter, you have to indent. It's not going to indent for you, so please indent 4 spaces.
Space.
Print x
PRINT. Print left paren x right paren.
Enter.
Oh.
10 greater.
Okay, do you see that? So we can do a range. If 1 less than x less than 10, so that's a range. 1 to 10. Sorry, 1 to 15. If you want to do 1 less than 10, less or equals to, we can also do that. Can you press the up arrow twice?
Greater if 1 less x less 15 colon.
Okay. Now change that 15 to 10.
Colon 5 1.
I will change it to 10.
To 10, yes.
5 colon 5 0.
Okay.
Now go back and that less than, change it to less than equals to, the one just near the 10. The one in between
0.
x and 10.
1 space less space x space less.
Okay, this one.
Yes, x. Then after it, the one after it.
I should change it to
Less equals to.
Space less space equals less equals.
Okay, sir.
Then next line.
I have to enter this one before.
Yes, enter, yes. Then now 4 spaces.
Space.
Okay, sir.
Print x.
PRINT. Print right paren x.
Enter.
Enter, yes. So you have to press enter twice for your answer to come out.
10 greater.
All right, so does that answer your question, Bismarck?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next question.
Again.
Sorry. Before you answer, I hope everybody got that. Did everybody learn that? Nobody's answering me. Okay, continue your question.
What I got from it is, instead of putting x to a fixed integer, we have put it in a range. So provided that range is met, it should return the true answer for us.
Yeah, exactly. It should return the answer. Yeah, it should return the answer for us. Okay. Okay, so
now
yeah, second question.
Okay, so if I understand you well, this if elif and then else conditions work in a similar manner, like you are setting conditions, the if statement in Excel, or you can use that for grades, for remarks, or for any other thing.
Yes, exactly.
Does it work in a similar way?
It works in a similar way, but the Excel syntax is a very funny. Excuse me, it's a very funny syntax. That's if open brackets x grade greater than 70 close brackets, then open bracket again grade something like that. I can't remember. Then I think there's a then statement. Yeah, so it's a similar way, but instead of putting then, you're putting the colon. Okay, and then you must indent. So Excel syntax is quite different from Python syntax, but you can see it comes out with the same thing.
And then the last one, from the last line of code that we ran, I realized that at the top of it, we had x equals 1. Why did we only put the assignment, not adding the equal sign operator to it, making it x equals 10, but rather we only give it an assignment?
Yeah, so remember, if you remember what Tekena said, instead of assigning a value to x, what I was trying to do was to assign the value to x first, so that we can now start testing. So that we can now say if x is less than 10, do this. If if is equal to 10, do this, else do this. So what Tekena said we should do was to put it in a way that it would impute it from the keyboard. So we imputed that, we changed that line of code to x is equals to int, open bracket, impute, open bracket, enter a number. So that number is assigning from the keyboard, is assigning to x. Then we can now start testing for x, whether x is less than 10, whether it's equals to 10. That equal to 10 is there in the elif statement. And then else it should, but we had to assign a number to x before we can start testing for x.
Okay, so meaning that before you do any comparison, you need to first pass a variable before you do those conditional statements, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because if not, there'll be nothing to compare. You have to pass a value to that variable.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, any other question?
Good afternoon, sir. I have a question. Yes, sir. Okay, it's Victor.
Oh, my namesake.
Sir,
Okay.
please, my question is, yes, sir. It's in line with the question one of my colleagues asked at the beginning of the class about assignment. Like if one is able to on one sheet, should he or she go?
Yes, please. Just upload it. If you have run the code on one document, please just upload it and send.
All right, sir.
But please, as you can either do assignment 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. Oh, sorry, 1_1, 1_2, 1_3.py, or you can do module 1, assignment 1, anywhere, but as long as it's understandable and you have your purpose of what the assignment is meant to do, then you're good to go.
Please, sir, my last question.
Okay.
So with this Microsoft VS Code, sometimes, so it does the line in the indentation perfectly, but sometimes it messes up the work, and when you try to run it, it gives you indentation error, and you need to struggle to actually find the line and correct those indentation errors. How do we really fix it once and for all?
Trust me, this is every programmer's nightmare for Python. No, it's not just beginners. It's also for professionals. There's some code whereby, and especially for me, imagine looking like, okay, so I'm looking through when I first got this job where I was working, I had a program that had 10,000 lines of code. Okay, and there was this particular section of code that was indented into column 60. So I had to now make sure, okay, this if statement, okay, this one, is it inside this if statement? And the guy had multiple, the one that wrote the program before me had multiple if statements inside. So I have to be checking, which one it is, and all of that. So sometimes you just have to go through it and make sure that your indentation aligns correctly. It's just part of I mean, that one, there's no shortcut to it. It's just part of the work. Okay?
So, Prof, before you go, I just want to seek counsel on what I did so that if it's wrong, I can just quickly go reverse it. In the grade assignment,
Okay.
Because it is scores or technically scores of students or candidates as the case may be, which to my thought, the data type is everything being equal, float. I decided to use float. So I hope I won't be penalized. So for instance, where the cutoff is at 44, I know for between 44 and 45, somebody can score 44.5. But if I cut it off at just 44 and then somebody scores 44.5, and then the upper boundary is now 45, it will now translate that 44.5 to a B grade instead of a E grade. So I decided to float it. I hope I won't be penalized for floating it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Paul.
All right.
Okay. Any other question? Okay. Ma. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you, Mr. Victor. So let's wait for.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Thank you. See you on Friday, sir.
Oh, sorry. With regards to Friday.
So let's.
With regards to Friday, I'm actually having a conference. I'm going to be a speaker at a conference on Friday, 9 o'clock. And it's with Python Nigeria. So, by the way, Python has a body, an organization called Python Nigeria. And you can join. I think there is Python, pynigeria.org. But then to enter this course, I think is a conference. It's in Lagos, by the way. If you're not in Lagos, and it's not online. It's a physical conference. So I'm going to be a speaker on Friday. So we may move this to Thursday, if possible. But at least it will be communicated with you via Lekon or Mrs. Emanuela Akinola. So yeah. So yeah. So thank you very much anyway.
Okay, thank you. We will let you know what the decision is.
Thank you, Prof.
Okay. So you will hear from Mrs. Akinos.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you again and well done. I hope we had a great time today. Okay, we're sorry for some people logged out, but they were not able to join in. They said they were in the lobby for some time. We're sorry for the delay. We are attending to one or two things at the same time at that point when you were logging in. But anyway, we thank God that the recording is here, so we'll be able to catch up with the recording. Then for Friday, our course director has an event, Python, what's the Pi Nigeria, that is the annual conference of the Python community globally. So they have the Nigerian community. That is what's the meaning of Pi?
Python, Pi.
Python Nigeria.
Python Nigeria. So they're having a major conference in Lagos, and he's a major speaker We'll be speaking on Friday by 9 a.m. So that might affect our class. In fact, we actually wish that the program is online so that we can all join. But unfortunately, they are having it offline this time. During COVID, they had it online, but now it's purely offline. But he's a major stakeholder in the community, so he's speaking at the conference, and he might not be able to have our live class on Friday morning by 11. We are thinking that I believe that if we can do it on Thursday, and that might be great. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, he's proposing that we can have it on Thursday by 11. I believe that I don't know if that's okay by everyone. But if you are not able to attend on Thursday, of course the recording will be available, so you can also catch up. But we'll be having a class on Thursday. I don't want to ask now if it's convenient for everyone because I know that I know the kind of wahala that democracy can cause. Okay, so pardon me for that, for being autocratic in that regard, just so that there will be a bit of sanity and we don't get confused unnecessarily. So Thursday we'll be having the class. So if you can join, that would be great. We'll be glad to host you on Thursday. So you join the live class on Thursday by 11 a.m. I will change the link from Friday to Thursday now and Lekon will share that with you so that because of the event on Friday, it's really paining me that we can't join that event online because it's a major event for Python programmers globally and especially in Nigeria. So we'll be able to talk about accessibility and all that. But anyway, we believe that there will be future events and we'll be also be able to keep in touch with the Python community and be in touch with other programmers globally. So that is that. Then secondly, something is coming up again. We're looking at having a Python for data engineering. You know what we are doing currently is Python for data analytics. And the only people who can do the Python for data engineering will be people who are proficient in Python for data analytics. So now Python for data engineering is very, very useful for working in places like the telecom sector and
Financial sector.
even in the finance and in the bank and all that. So yeah, so it's a major. In fact, recently one of the major big telecom guys asked us to send applicants to recommend applicants for the role that was open to persons with disabilities in data analytics. But one of the things we found out is that most of the requirements were even data engineering. So we're making an intervention on that. But the good thing is that, well, it's a good thing actually. The good thing is that won't be free because it's only essential for those who need it, not just maybe it's not like we're not encouraging everybody to do it, but if you know that it's something that is a career path that you're looking at harnessing seriously, so is it something you should be preparing for? The cost right now, we don't have it, but it's not going to be too expensive, but that's not going to be free because that is a highly exclusive aspect. Okay, I think that's just about the latest update right now. We'll keep the update also I will send the update to your email also to let you know, especially the change of timing for Friday to Thursday, and also the new prospect in Python for data engineering. I believe Prof has sorted out the issue of your assignments, and you can submit your assignments in different files, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So I
indeed.
think that's sorted. Okay, thank you. So I think that's sorted. So don't forget, I have we'll send out the mails to request for your photographs today. So please, as you receive those, may kindly respond with your photograph so that we can use that also spotlight you. One of the major issues we've had with persons with disabilities, especially visually impaired persons, is that you get to know a lot of things, but people don't know what you know. You believe that people should understand, people should know what you know, but a lot of people don't even know. In fact, if I tell you, a lot of people don't even know that you can stand up. It's as simple as that. They think that everything is brought to you. So a lot of times you need to actually, and the word goes by anything you're going to tell people, you want people to follow you. You have to appeal to one of their five senses. Either they are seeing, they are hearing, they are smelling, or their skin, or they are by touching. So you have to appeal to them. You have to be in their faces. So that's why we're very big on marketing and spotlighting. So we want people to understand that you know this thing, you're undergoing this course. That's part of your content. That's part of your story. You're undergoing this course and you're getting proficient as this at this. So when it also helps in also building your digital footprint. If I type your name today, what is going to come up on your name? How will people know what you are up to right now? because it also helps when you tell somebody that, look, I am into tech, I can do I can do data analytics using Python, coding with Python. How would the first thing the person is going to believe is if the person actually, one of the ways they can see is when they see your process on your page, either on your Instagram account, or they see you mentioned somewhere else. They say, wow, this person is doing this and doing that. So before they will ask for your CV, it also helps to validate your CV. So that's why we are doing this all together. It's an integrated approach. You are not just doing that. We want to just train people to be competent in the market, but also want to ensure that you're not just competent, but you're also visible. So when we send this request, please kindly send in your pictures so that we can also spotlight you. Then on your Instagram pages, on your Facebook, on your LinkedIn, especially, please talk about this process. Talk about what you are learning every day. Talk about what you learned today. Talk about these things. It also helps you to be able to people get to follow you and understand the process that you're going through. You understand? You can't share your story in one day. You share your story in bits. So please, I will encourage you to share your stories. As also encourage you to make friends. So we're glad that you guys are bonding. Continue to bond, and it's highly encouraged. Okay, I think that's basically that. That's basically that. So I think I'll take a bow out if Lekon doesn't have anything to say. Lekon.
Nothing, ma.
Hola, Lekon. Okay. So Lekon doesn't. Bismarck, did you speak Yoruba now?
Please, what should be the background of the picture?
Okay. The picture. Okay. The background of the picture, just something professional. It might be white, might be blue, anything. But we want something that is professional, that shows your face forward, like a headshot. Even if it's not white, even if it's a colored background, it's fine. Do you understand? I'm sure if I do a poll now, said when last did somebody get to the studio to take a picture? I'm sure some people have not gone to the studio last. Maybe it's when they were graduating from university, they went to the studio to take a picture last. Please go to the studio and take a go and update your photo, please. Okay, so later on, I'll see you again on Thursday. You receive the email notification and the new link for your class on Thursday. So continue to code and continue to send in your assignments. God bless you all.
Third line if Python for data at Python. Victor left the call.
Okay, bye.